I think we're
Good
live.
morning,
Good morning. Oh, shite. I didn't bring chat up. I'm not ready yet.
chat.
I'm kind of ready. Okay, tell me what you were saying about Workada.
Oh,
First of
he
all,
had his
tell me the
birthday stream.
first thing.
Yes, he had his birthday
No, the
stream the other
first
night.
thing you said. The very first thing you said. Do you remember?
Uh, what was the very first thing? That he's gay
He's
or
missing a piece of
he's
hardware.
yes. He did a stream. I can't remember which night, like 2 or 3 nights. It wasn't very long ago. But his drinking hand didn't have his blue swinger ring, and the other hand had no ring at all.
What?
Which is yeah. So I can understand taking a wedding ring off if you're in construction because it's legally you have to. Did you know that?
I didn't know legally you had to.
Yeah, for
That's
occupational health and safety because it's a hazard to catch your finger on things. I know a guy personally who lost his middle finger because he was going down a ladder and it got hooked on the ladder and he slipped and he was literally hanging by his wedding ring on the ladder and it ripped his finger off. And it gets caught in all kinds, so it's literally you're supposed to take it off. That's why they created those silicone wedding rings, so they'll rip off before your finger.
disgusting.
Yeah, so if
I
you're
di-
doing construction, that's pretty much the only time you should take your wedding ring off.
isn't that why they make those silicone bands, the rings?
Yes, so people in dangerous men, hands
Yeah.
employment.
Dangerous hands employment. Yeah, that's a technical term.
But
Inappropriately
yeah,
said.
Nikki, he
Also,
for some reason he wasn't wearing either ring.
she said also, I thought we were talking about law stuff today. This is law stuff. This is the law portion.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are late. Were we
So
really late?
yeah, and it was his birthday
Wait,
stream, and guess how
maybe we're
many
not
people
live.
showed up to Nick's birthday stream?
Hold on, let me ask her if she sees us.
We're 15
Can
people live. Yep.
but can they see us? Okay, let me find out. Because she shouldn't say we're late, right?
She said no.
Can you see us? No.
Is she on her phone? Maybe she has to get off the Rumble app.
You're here. Says you're offline. Oh boy, this is confusing. This is contradicting information.
I
Thank
can
you,
see it
Richie
on my
Rich.
laptop Rumble, and it says there's
Okay, she
16
might need
people
to
also watching. Maybe it's her. She has to hit refresh or something.
refresh, mayhaps. Okay. What about a birthday stream? Who had a birthday, Nick?
Yeah, it was his 63rd birthday, or he looks like he's 63. Sorry, you were drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So
63, nice.
all of his great followers and friends and fellow streamers. How many people do you think showed up for his birthday stream?
All of them.
Like, give me a number.
Oh, okay. A realistic number, probably. Yeah, I don't know. He probably knows all of them. 15. Dose?
2. And one
Damn.
Nick didn't even know. It was the other guy's friend who drug him along.
Maybe he didn't want to have a party. Wait, who was the one guy that showed up that we know?
Fudbusters. The
Who the
gun
hell is
guy. But
that?
Nick doesn't like guns, but he had the gun guy on, and then the gun guy brought his friend with him, and both of them proceeded to make fun of Nick for being basic homosexual to his
That's
face
hilarious.
because Nick tried to
Hey,
talk to him
Sparky.
about don't you guys text people? Don't you text men while you're naked in the shower? Don't you text other men? And they're like,
He brought that up on his own.
he brought that up, and they're like, no. He's like, why? Why wouldn't you? Is this not like? And
Is
he's
he
trying to
trying to
convince.
own the joke?
Well, no, it's not a
I
joke
don't.
because at the beginning it was serious. Like, doesn't everybody text in the shower? Like, are you poor? Is that why you don't text? Like, and now then it became a
Oh,
joke,
God.
and then he had to reel that back, and now it's back to, hey, aren't you manly men? You have guns and you have nice cars, don't you guys? Like, no, that's kind of gay. They were making fun of him to his face.
Mm. Wow. Good morning,
Yeah.
First Shot. Good morning, Sparky.
Good morning, Sparky.
Inappropriately has refreshed and she's with us now. Good morning, Miss Nikki.
Hey.
Oh, boy. So, the only reason I was like, you know what, I should let Nova talk about it because you have talked about all of these things that all the rest of them have talked about literally weeks before them. I'm like, you're ridiculous, Nova. And then everyone says the same thing you said. I'm like, what? This is crazy. I can't even believe that this is the path that The
I'm the
Nick
canary in the coal
vehicle
mine.
is going down. I mean,
Oh, do you
I
want
don't
another
want you to
little
be right.
tidbit?
It's crazy that you are. Yeah.
Who do you think gave Nick the idea to get his Mustang?
Um, Drex. Damn it, that was a great guess. Okay. You? Are you pointing to yourself or to Jesus?
Me.
Are you pointing? What do you mean you? Oh my
Back,
God,
remember I
breaking
was one of
news.
Nick's first
Breaking.
5,000 local subscribers? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was sending him when he was talking about because he hasn't bought the car yet. He was talking about which one should I get? Should I get the Corvette? Should I get? So I found this stupid picture of a Mustang with winter like off-road tires on it. So I sent that to him, and what fucking did he buy? That exact car without the winter tires on it.
I just said you were right about stuff. I was like, you're so smart, and then you did that. I this I would need some
I'm just
confirmation from Mr.
observant.
Picada.
I'm not clairvoyant. I'm not a magician or not a psychic. I just see what I wouldn't know anything if Nick didn't talk about it publicly, live, like a
Yeah,
therapy
that
session.
part. Yeah.
We need okay. I think we need to come up with a new word for YouTube therapy sessions.
Struggle sesh. You mean new for
Like
instead
a
of
term,
struggle
like
sesh?
create a whole new word. We need to come up with something because the more I watch YouTube, the more I realize that people are using YouTube as like a therapist. They're crowdsourcing their chat as therapy. So they'll listen to the people who give them good advice. They'll like ignore the ones who don't. And it becomes like, look at Farron, look at Nick, and I'm finding all these other people that are using it. One guy I watched yesterday, he's live streaming his therapy sessions with his counselor.
That's
And I
kind
don't
of
think the
cool.
counselor knows.
Oh.
So both of their faces are being live streamed. He's like, yeah, I have a problem with prostitutes. I have a problem with alcohol. I lost my job. Like, and
Why is
he's
he
just having
live
a straight up,
streaming it?
what's that?
Why is he live streaming it?
Because he's a streamer. He's unemployed. This is his new job. He's going to stream his life and hopefully. Oh, and he's live streaming his attempted defraud of the government for social medical benefits.
Oh,
So
genius.
he's filling out the forms online and he's like talking to Chad. He's like, what should I put in here? Should I put in like he lost his truck driving job for being drunk, but he blamed it on mouthwash. Wash. Like this guy's crazy. He's like my new local fan. I've gotten rid of Cobra. I can't watch him eat that food anymore. At least this guy doesn't eat fucking disgusting stuff. I haven't
Saw
seen him drunk
sandwiches are
yet.
fine.
You're never gonna guess how I found him.
Tell me.
Our chat, our show. His thumbnail 3 days ago or 4 days ago was the Oregon Trail. Play along with me.
He played the Oregon Trail?
Yes.
Just like, so are we on a path that I can't see right now?
No,
To
I think
lol called him?
he may have saw us. He may have caught wind of our show. He may be a viewer.
Don't you dare make fun of our loyal, wonderful subscribers. He can't be your lolcow.
No, this guy's more like a Cyrax.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's great if you like watching locals.
Yeah. If you want, yeah. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something different.
Yes.
Don't tell Darth, but I like Nova's hat. Indeed. Today we're going to play the devil's advocate a little bit because we're going to have to uncomfortably agree with some shit, but this isn't one of them. Let me show you.
Do I have
Do you
to?
hear about, well, you might agree with it naturally, but this isn't the thing.
Can we blur out the homosexual parts?
It's all gay.
Like if I did this at any job, I would be fired. But somehow when you're a politician, you get like elevated to a higher job level. Remember the guy who was stealing all the purses was like the nuclear physicist fucking chief of America?
No.
You don't remember that? Look up the nuclear inspector regulator for all of America. It's a bald transgender dude who was caught stealing purses out of airports. Like 10 purses.
I mean, you can be really smart and also a klepto, probably.
And a tranny with a bald head and lipstick.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, okay. So this dude is a staffer. He's called Aiden. I can't say his whole name.
Massey?
Massey, Maese.
Krosky. Horoscopy.
Cross.
I think the P is silent.
Kropsky. Kropsky?
I think so.
Okay, well
Get
that's
Google to
him.
read it to you.
That just is a screenshot. There's a video though. Okay, this was his statement. So he gets caught doing this. Let me show you this tape where the dude behind him decides to pan around and show you that they are in this building where the Supreme Court justices meet and a lot of other shit goes on in here, I guess. They do conferencing. And he said this has been a difficult time for me as I have been attacked for who I love to pursue a political agenda. While some of my actions in the past have shown poor judgment, I love my job and will never disrespect my workplace. Any attempt to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated, and I will be exploring what legal actions are available to me in these matters. As for the accusations regarding Congressman Max Miller, I have never seen the congressman and had no opportunity to cause to yell or confront him. Apparently there was a second part to this, that he had an outburst, or I don't know. That part I don't know about. No one cares about that part. The first part though, he wrote this on LinkedIn as far as I am aware.
How do
And
people make a video and then be like, do the Shaggy defense? Like, wasn't me.
right? That's what I was going to say. It says, while some of my actions in the past have shown poor judgment, I love my job and would never disrespect my workplace. So I was talking to my friends about this. Do you think that he just assumed that there was no tape? Because he's the one hands-free, you know what I'm saying?
So he's the one getting bent.
I think
He's
because
the catcher, not the pitcher.
it says his face is clearly visible in the tape, and in the tape, whoops, hold on, let me share it.
Like, are there
I'm not
no
gonna share
security
the
cameras
tape.
in these places? Is there
I
no
don't
like
know.
people walking the halls and just checking the rooms? Like,
I'll show you. You ready for this? Hide you children. For real.
The heart of Washington, D.C., a dramatic incident unfolded involving a member of Senator Ben Cardin's team. A controversial sex tape surfaced on X.
I see how you can only see one dude's face. That's why I assumed he's this dude. Plus,
yeah,
there's a picture of him somewhere.
I'm sure the tape's probably longer than the media's releasing. They just like condensed it.
I don't know.
And why are you sending? Okay, if you're gonna do, I can understand doing like if you're in a relationship and you want to have like the risque sex and like, but why are you videotaping it and then sending it to a third party?
Okay,
I
well,
think they
if
want to
this
get
is
caught.
him, he didn't record anything because he's hands-free, like I said. The other dude put it on like politics and gay sex or whatever. And then from there it went to like, dude, is this dude? And then from there it went to public. So it's not like they did this and then put it out there flaunting their actions, but yeah, it's all bad.
They're naked in a
He
public
resigned.
government building. They wanted to get caught.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like full ass butt
That's
naked.
what I'm saying. They're trying to keep doing this all the time so it becomes just normal.
No.
Democrat
They just
behavior.
got caught. People do sex in these buildings all the time, I think.
But yes, but they don't record it and post it.
I don't know about posting it. I think they do probably record it though.
I think this is how they get their promotions.
He resigned. Let's listen.
XCOM, allegedly featuring this staffer engaged in intimate acts with another individual within a Senate office building. In an unfolding controversy involving a prominent Maryland senator's team member, Aiden Mize Kuropsky, has parted ways with Senator Ben Cardin's office amidst allegations of personal sexual misconduct within a Senate building. WJZ's media partner, the Baltimore Banner, reported that Mize Kuropsky was allegedly involved in a recorded incident of intimate behavior inside the Hart Senate office building. Senator Cardin's office addressed the situation in a brief two-sentence statement on Saturday, confirming Mize Kuropsky's departure without further elaboration. Aiden Mize Kuropsky is no longer employed by the U.S. Senate. We will have no further comment on this personnel matter, the statement read. According to the Baltimore Banner, Mize Kuropsky's exit followed allegations of his involvement in a video depicting two men engaging in sexual activity within the Hart Senate office building.
Kinda looks like him.
The Daily Caller, citing an anonymous source, identified Mize Kuropsky as one of the individuals in the video. On his LinkedIn account, Mize Kuropsky...
Yeah, we already saw that. Anything new? So are you surprised that he resigned?
Like, I don't get it. I don't know why they do this.
I bet one of these is the other guy in the video. It's maybe this one in the middle. Allegedly, or him, I don't know.
Do we
Never
have
mind.
anyone in chat that lives near the White House? Can you do a White House tour with a black light?
White
Because
House?
I
This
bet you
isn't the
that
White
place
House,
would
right?
glow.
Gross, you're probably right though. This isn't the White House though. This is
I think Bill Clinton, all the degenerate Democrats, all like, oh,
I mean, yeah. But I don't think that's exclusive to politics. Right?
I don't know, man. I think that's how they get
Senate
to where they
buildings,
get.
yeah.
I think they have to have some blackmail over them to get the higher up positions.
First off, said, why
That was
did
the
he
whole
take a
Epstein thing, right?
say it again?
That was the whole Epstein scam. He would record rich, powerful people having sex with his underage girls. And then he's like, okay, now you're going to do what I want. And you're going to do favors when I need favors done, or these tapes are being released. And now you have a congressman, a president, anybody at your
Who
whim
was
at a
holding
phone call
Epstein's
for life.
tapes?
What's
Did Epstein's tapes just die with him? Oh, Nova's having storms, or it's me. Can chat tell me who's cutting out right now?
I just did, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That little guy in the bottom looks familiar. In the white shirt with the suspenders.
Yeah. Have you
Why
paid
does
him?
he look familiar?
I don't know. He were you here when we watched the White House dancing Christmas video? He could have been in that.
Oh, it could have been, yeah.
This might actually be the cast of that. Holy shit. I didn't know. I don't know what we're looking at right now, but
I don't
this
know.
might be
It's
them.
scary. Like, what happened to the White House and government being like a respectful place where you had honor and integrity, and even if
No,
it wasn't really
that's
true, you still had the
never.
facade of
No,
that.
they didn't. If you were a politician or a lawyer, you were a liar. Now suddenly we're like, oh my God, this lawyer is a hypocrite, and these politicians are fucking bad. You're like, yeah, what's the fuck? Yeah, that's not new. It's what's new is us thinking they weren't like that and believing their bullshit instead of holding their feet to the fire and making them do what they say they'll
Right.
do. Instead, we're just keep voting for them because they say the right thing. Like, yeah, but they're fucking you with no lube. Are you all right with that? And it turns out we are, because not
As long
only
as
are
you're
they
getting
doing
fucked.
sex in the Senate, they also fucked us with the renewal of the FISA, the surveillance part of
Yeah, from fucking
the
9/11, they're still like, nope, we got to keep pounding this. Meanwhile, the border's wide open. They're importing terrorists. They're fucking shutting down entire like highways in the states. The Hamas terrorists, like,
that was hilarious. From what I understand, only senators have access and the authority to turn off the cameras in that room. I would assume they would be off after hours, right?
no, that's when you're gonna catch the fucking real criminals. Is
The cameras aren't there for security. They're there to broadcast Senate shit, right?
no,
And
no,
isn't
no.
most federal shit
Are you
not
kidding?
recorded?
There is not one
No.
square inch in any government building that isn't under video surveillance.
Really? So
Are
that
you
someone
kidding?
turned the survey. No, I'm serious. Someone turned this. I just assume like they had guards that wandered around and that there was like, I don't know, why
Why
would
pay
this
a guard?
room?
Why pay a guard $50,000 a year when you can buy a $10,000 security system?
I don't know
One
why.
guard, one guard can sit in an office and just look in every single room. Oh, a motion sensor went off. Let me look in that room.
So this, what is the guy filming some kind of higher up? Do you think he blackmailed the little guy and the
I
little
think
guy
that's
wouldn't do what he
yes.
said, so now he just has to quit? He never thought the tape would come out.
I bet you that's why the tape came out. The little guy said, "No, I'm not going to do what you want me to do." And he's like, "Oh, really?" Boom, there, it's out there. You're fucked now. And then that's message for anybody else that gets down the road, like, to see how fast I fucked that guy for not doing what I said.
Yeah, because why does he make this statement? Any attempts to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated, and I will be exploring what legal actions are available to me. And like, that doesn't make no sense.
AKA, he's going to disappear for 3 to 6 months. Hopefully, some other scandal pops up, because once the new scandal pops up, every old scandal's forgotten.
Wait, Witchy Bitch says, what what I've been reading is that they're assuming that that's actually Senator filming.
Yes.
That's why they haven't said anything. And the statement that they made was, he's not with us, or he doesn't work for the government anymore, and that's all about this personnel matter. And I'm like,
Yeah. It's just a
personnel?
personnel
You mean
problem.
personal? This was your boss did this.
Right.
Well, he would say something, right? This Aiden.
I bet you he's going to have COVID sudden death here soon in an airplane for
Oh
turbulence.
shit. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Probably
buddy.
wasn't worth it.
Or it's going to be
Yikes.
a robbery where he still has all of his money and his watch and phone on him.
For shots that I heard something about Lindsey Graham also. Are you just making that part up? Because gross. I don't want to think about the ladybugs. Ever.
There was a Republican sex scandal where they were meeting in bathrooms and gas stations and like tapping each other's foot under the stall as their fucking secret password. You didn't hear about that one?
Mm-mm.
Type in Republican sex bathroom stall, something should come up. Because that was part of
Oh
their
my
key. So
God.
they would go meeting these bathrooms at a set time, tap their feet underneath the stall together to make sure it was the person they were supposed to be in there with. And apparently they started tapping the wrong people's feet, and that's how they got busted.
Washington scandal over sex in the city. Oh, that's new. Does Larry Craig sound like he had something to do with this?
Doesn't
Larry
really well.
Craig.
The sex stall would have been like 10 years ago.
This
The bathroom
says
stalls.
the Larry Craig scandal was an incident
Yeah.
began in 2007 with the arrest of Larry Craig, at the time a Republican U.S. Senator from Idaho, for lewd misconduct at a men's restroom at the Minneapolis airport. On 8/8,
Probably
Craig
flying in
entered
to
a
see Nick.
guilty plea. Arrest. On June 11, Craig was arrested at the airport for disorderly conduct. The nature of the alleged activity has been categorized by some as cottaging. There's a picture of a cottage.
I don't know what the fuck caught it. I
So
never
many
heard that
men's
before in my
rooms, so
life.
little time. So many men's rooms, so little time. Why men like Larry Craig continue to court danger in public places. Oh. So the people
Because
who
they're
want
on meth.
power. Really? Let's read this. Can you see this
Yep.
article? Okay. This was also 2007. I knew it was all over for Senator Larry Craig when he appeared with his long-suffering wife to say that he wasn't gay. Such moments are now stepping stones on the way to apology, counseling, and rehab. In a case could be made for
Rehab
cutting
called
out
it
the
meth.
spousal stage of the ritual altogether, along with a string of votes to establish don't ask, don't tell, and to prohibit homosexual marriage. Craig leaves as his political legacy Wait, he was against all that, and then he's the one that was doing the gay sex?
Just like Nick is against pedophiles, and he's the one in love with American Beauty and underage girls. And
that's fucking embarrassing. But there's actually a 38% chance to be more precise, that the senator can cop a plea on the charge of hypocrisy. On the study of men who frequent public restrooms in search of sex, Laud Humphreys discovered that 54% were married and living with their wives. Did you hear that? Living with their wives. Dude,
this
38%
is
do
how
not
straight
consider
people get
themselves
AIDS.
homosexual or bisexual. They're just horny. And only 14%
Well, they're
identified
all on meth.
themselves
It
as
makes you like a
openly
super
gay.
sex addict, apparently.
So then go back to the senator kid. If he's on meth, is he so far out of his mind that he doesn't see the guy filming, or he doesn't understand that?
Doesn't care. No, they're
Doesn't
so
care.
the meth gets them so sexually excited that everything outside of the immediate action doesn't exist. So their
Is that
their
true?
families, everything doesn't, as long as they have that event and excitement, and yeah, it's crazy. They're chasing the dragon with the drugs and the sex.
Are you sure that's meth? Because I don't feel like I ever heard that before.
Oh no,
Let
it's
me
definitely
Google
meth.
it.
Dr. Drew does a
Meth,
whole bunch. He talks about it all the time.
meth and sex. Let me find out.
It's like the sex
Studies
drug.
explore. Oh wow, yeah, it does say that. Studies explore. Let this load. Link
Why do you
between
think all the
methamphetamine use
politicians are on
and
it?
risky sexual behavior. I didn't know they were on meth though. I thought they were all on coke. I thought coke was the
No, I
stupid
don't think
drug.
people get horny on coke, do they?
I thought that's how it went. Yeah.
I don't think. I think it's the meth is the horny drug. I think coke's just the party, let's have fun drug.
Meth use not only increases sexual desire, but this greater desire also results in risky sexual behavior that may lead to the HIV and to STIs. Recreational use of the illicit drug methamphetamine has long been associated with increase in overall inpatient. You know, maybe they don't tell you this in school,
AKA,
because
hey, what's
if they would have
everybody
told
on
me
these
this in
days?
6th grade, I might have tried it like later. You know,
What's
so I'm like,
everybody
I
on
don't want
these
to try
days?
this
Ritalin,
sex drug.
ADD meds is just meth.
Is it?
Yeah, look up
So are
Ritalin
those
and
kids chronically horny?
that's why we're all degenerates, dog, furry, fucking street walking craziness. Because they've just been giving every kid ADD meds
When did they
since the
diagnose you with
90s.
ADD?
Right.
Because I don't got it. They never gave me no drugs. Damn, I did not know that. Okay, so let me look up cocaine. This could be a Mandela effect. I'm gonna look up coke and sex and see what they tell me, because I'm pretty sure that's what I thought. How cocaine affects sex drive. Cocaine use while having sex can boost a person's perception of performance and amplify positive emotions. There are substantial risks and many negative consequences to taking cocaine as a sexual enhancer. What the fuck over? I don't know anything. How it affects their activity. Okay.
Wow, I
This
didn't know that. So cocaine only lasts 30 minutes
cocaine that
to
is
an hour?
snorted in powder form will provide this reward and euphoria for about 30 minutes to an hour, while crack
I could
cocaine
never do coke. I'm too much of a
will last
cheapskate.
half as long. Crack only lasts 15 minutes.
So what's coke go for a gram? Like 60 to $80? So you're gonna spend $80 to feel really good for an hour?
That's the problem. That's
Jesus.
why you rob your mom on these like manufactured drugs. How much is a gram of coke?
Do you know what I'd like to do? Like under a medical setting is like do like a documentary and have like a doctor give me like cocaine, crack, heroin, like just to try it and like to say like this is how it feel, like one of those type things. Because I've never done any of it, so I have nothing to compare it to.
Okay, so it's $60 to $200 a gram. 8 ball is 60 to 150 for 3.5 grams. Well, then why would
Isn't
you
an
not
eight
get an
ball a
8 ball?
mix of meth and cocaine?
Oh, that's why.
I think it's a mix of meth, cocaine, and crack, all like a bunch of
It's
things.
like jungle juice for crackheads.
Yeah.
Give me that 8 ball. So if you broke up an 8 ball, three with and there's at least 3 drugs in there, 3 of you could have totally different highs because you're getting different amounts of different drugs, or what?
I'm
It
gonna
doesn't matter.
guess it would be based on your tolerance, like alcohol. So if you had like a fifth of vodka, I could have 2 shots and be hammered. Mercado wouldn't even notice he took it.
Oh, it's in MD. It's also the doors locked. It's always the ones who chirp the loudest that are doing it behind closed doors. It's in MDMA. Methamphetamines was in MDMA. Oh, so they do sex parties on MDMA because the meth keeps them awake and horny.
Yeah, yeah. Like, have you ever heard what's that podcast? Your Mom's House, Your Mom's Basement, or something with Christina P. And they're two like 50-year-old comedians, but they do like little skits where they like find crackheads on YouTube and watch their videos. They are wild, unheard of wild. But I think this is probably a blackmail slash, do this and I'll promote you if you.
But why do you come out denying it and then you're like, all right, I quit?
I guarantee if we follow that guy's career, he's going to be right back into politics with a person. He's going to be like, look, I did rehab. Because that's all, like all the sex fiends, all the people that cheat on, like, oh, I did 30-day rehab. I'm back to normal if everything's forgotten.
Oh yeah, because clearly if it's not methamphetamines, then it's probably a sex addiction, right?
I don't think there's such thing as sex addiction.
What?
I
What
think
are
you're just
those
an
people that
asshole.
can't stop? Asshole? What?
I think the
more.
sex
There's
addiction's not, especially when you're married, fuck your wife if you need sex. It's not the sex that they're addicted to. It's the fucking adrenaline and taboo and riskiness. They're chasing a dragon. It's nothing to do with sex. Because if you're a sex addict, wouldn't you just fuck your wife all day long?
Let me find out. Let me figure out what the internet says about this. Yeah, but I don't know. Okay, if you're what other addicts are there? If you're a
Alcoholic.
rock addict, okay. If you're an alcoholic, do you escalate? You have
Yeah,
to, right?
you start with a few beers in college, and it's
Oh,
just a partying on the weekend or a Friday night, and then it becomes weekend benders, then it becomes just day drinking after work, and then it becomes a ricada where you can't function and do your job without alcohol. It's that slippery slope.
all right. Let's see.
I
Compulsive
think the
sexual.
sex addiction is just a way for rich people to get away with shit.
It says compulsive sexual behavior is not defined by the amount of sexual activity, but by the hallmarks of addiction, which is probably all the other shit, the riskiness, the lying,
Chasing the
you know what I
dress.
mean? Yeah. Doesn't
I got the
mean
DSM-4 downstairs. I can dig it out and see if there is a sex addiction even in there, but I bet you it's not.
it's not recognized in the new one. This diagnosis is not recognized in the DSM-5.
See, I knew that.
Although the condition can fall under other specified disruptive impulsive control and conduct disorder. So you're right.
This is what the Republican, Christian, anti-gay people say when they get caught. Well, I have a sex addiction. It's not my fault.
Well, maybe it'll be in the number 6. They're like, time for a new book. What? That's wild. I thought that was really a thing. I
Learn
guess
something
maybe it's
new
like,
every day.
yeah, but it's definitely what we would call the umbrella term that we put on what this is: impulse control, conduct disorder, with the specifier of hypersexual disorder. So that's a thing.
Like they made up. I think the psychological community just made up terms for every fucking thing under the sun, just so they can get paid to treat you for it. Oh, you're a chronic masturbator. You masturbate once a day. Like, okay, is that
Take
an
a pill, you'll
addiction, or
be
is that
fine.
just being a teenage boy?
Hey, Jacob. Jacob's. Hey, Shy. Good to see you. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
We were talking a little bit about sex, and we started talking about the sex in the Senate, and now we're gonna move on to how they're still screwing us with the surveillance of citizens.
So the
That,
way Hitler took over Germany before it was like Nazi Germany was everything he did was for your safety and the community's safety.
mm-hmm. That's what this
So
is
whenever,
for.
yep. So whenever government says we're here to help, we're here for your safety, it's to protect you, you're getting fucked. Run, do something, do whatever do the opposite.
Yeah. And yeah, unless you just had a natural disaster and you need a raft, then take the raft. Other than that, they're not there to help you, probably.
Not if the government gives
Is
it to
this
you.
new? I think this is new. No, this isn't new
It's
whatsoever. It's
2018.
funny. It's just the same news repeating itself. I couldn't find one of these articles without it giving me pop-ups. I know that's probably a me problem. I mean, 100% it's a me problem, but I don't know I'm not going to be able to fix that.
And another way they pass all these crazy surveillance bills is if the Democrats want to pass it, they'll slip one thing in there that the Republicans want, and only one thing,
Yeah.
like war money for Ukraine. And they'll say, yeah, as long as we get money to fucking for the weapons manufacturers, we'll do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. This is the new article. The controversial spying power doesn't actually expire for more than 4 months. This week's House Speaker Mike Johnson made a decision that imperils the constitutional rights of Americans. He allowed an extension of Section 702 of the FISA to be attached to the National Defense Act, or NDAA. By including a Section 702 extension in legislation like the NDAA that passes Congress each year, Speaker Johnson risks short-circuiting the legislative debate around this buying power and the possibility of real bipartisan surveillance reforms. So that's what happened. This is the thing that was snuck into it, yeah?
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's not too late for Congress to fix this mistake. Both chambers are voting. Oh, it is. This is the 14th.
It wasn't a mistake.
They
It's one of
voted.
those.
They both of them
Oopsie.
passed it. It's going to the president now. So it went through the House and the Senate. it is now too late. Section 702 is an incredibly controversial surveillance tool, long criticized by everyone. Although the law requires the government to direct this surveillance at people outside the U.S., in practice, it routinely ensnares Americans. So what it does is it allows them to, like, for instance, say they think that Nova is a spy. That's foreign, right? So there's their foreign link. Anyone who Nova talks to and anyone who they talk to now gets surveilled. It's a two hop. So
Right.
not only does if he talks to me, so everyone I talk to also gets surveilled under this broad sweeping, just to make sure for your own safety, we're going to infringe on your Fourth Amendment rights to
So
not
6 degrees of bacon fucking
have any
bullshit.
privacy. Yeah, it's ridiculous. For our safety, of course.
But they don't apply that with the Hunter Biden, China, Burisma, all that money laundering deal. Like, no, that's a whole another step away. Like,
Rules for them, not for us. This is kind of shorter than I thought it would be. It's just frustrating and annoying. I'm
well, they went
also not
after the
surprised.
FBI got caught and admitted that they went after people who spoke out at a parent teacher at a school and investigated them for terrorism because they didn't want the gay agenda being forced against their kids.
Yeah, it's wild what they use our money
And they
for.
admitted it, and they said there's no one was punished for it.
I mean, to a certain degree, it's like these agencies that are out there to make sure that, like, they put out little fires before they become forest fires. It's like, okay, I guess you would go observe these things if you had a credible tip that there was a real threat, but outside of being like, okay, let's apply common sense, why,
Well,
or I don't
the
understand.
threat is that they're going to get voted off the parent teacher or the school board. That's the threat. All these people are going to vote me out. You got to get rid of them.
So the complaint comes from the school board to the
Yeah.
FBI, and the FBI comes in, and do they arrest or they just looked at it?
No, they make sure they knock on all the parents' doors and intimidate the fuck out of them first. Crazy stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah,
like
that's
the
not
woman
good.
in Alaska. They arrested her for January 6th stuff. She never left Alaska. So how did she
What
storm
was
the
she
Capitol? Because she was talking to people and encouraging people to. So she got arrested.
before the thing? So that's what they're doing now. I think that's what Beautifully was telling me. Like, now they're going after. Before it was people who encouraged, people who were there, people who encouraged it. Now after the fact, people who encouraged it. That's
Right.
crazy. What
Like
are you
in
gonna do?
Canada,
Like,
they were sending cops around to knock on people. Like, remember the Freedom Convoy? We had all the trucker thing.
mm-hmm.
Well, people who were hitting just like share on Facebook, the cops were showing up and knocking on their doors, going, "We know you're thinking about attending this rally, and we just want you to know that you probably shouldn't. And here's some reasons why you shouldn't. And just we're just letting you know that we know that you're going to be there. So just so you know that we know." Like that's what the
This is
Chinese do to
last
people.
year.
It's evil.
Meanwhile, at the Capitol, at the Iowa State Capitol, Satanic Temple has their thing.
Yeah, because why not?
This is actually the last story that we have to talk about. We've already been here for 38 minutes. We had 3 things to talk about, and this is the last one.
So do
This
you
is where
think
I'm
the
gonna.
separation of church and state should allow the Satanic Temple?
I think the separation of church and state should get rid of this and the 10 Commandments if they're in the building.
Yes, I agree.
That's all.
All religion should be outside of the government. The
Which
government shouldn't have a fucking
supposedly,
religion.
yeah, and that's why they set up that memorial, right? So
Yes.
that this one, as like, if your religion can be here, then so can mine.
Then the only problem is next year the Christmas tree is going to get smaller and the Satan's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until there's no more Christmas tree.
I mean, there shouldn't be either of those things here, right?
Right. I agree.
So then, what they should do, they should just get rid of both of them and stop having religious displays at all.
No, because they're trying to replace. You can't eliminate religion. Remember, that's what the Christians tried to do with like back in the day. They tried to eliminate all the other religions, and then it didn't work. So like, well, let's adopt some of these pagan holidays, and we'll just change names, and they'll be Christian pagan holidays. So I think that's what the Satanic Temple's trying to do. I think they're trying to just get on the field, and then they're slowly going to start like just chipping away and getting their way up there. And telling all the Christians, like, look, you can fuck anybody you want. You can do anything you want. God doesn't care. Our God doesn't care. Rape all those fucking people. It doesn't matter.
Well,
Whatever
no,
makes you happy.
this isn't a religion of Satan. This is I think the Satan part of the name is that's the part that gets your attention. That's why we're talking about it today. But they don't
No, I think
actually.
these are the people that Mark Randazza defended.
They are.
So yeah, they're the Satanic Church.
Yeah, but they don't actually believe. That's their name, the Satanic Temple. But their belief, it's not. They don't have a belief in Satan. I mean, maybe some of their followers do, but that's not their thing. Their thing is like more Crowley-esque, I guess. It's more just like it's more libertarian, truthfully.
No,
It's
don't
like,
fall for that. Don't fall for that. That's the trip. That's the trick.
say more.
That's how they get you. We don't really want. It's not really the Satanism. It's not really this. That's how they get you, because it really is. Just like when they were
So,
trying to legalize gay marriage, we don't want. It has nothing to do with kids. We're not going anywhere near kids. We just want to be adults who get happily married. Fast forward 20 years, and now they're furries fucking in the streets and in Parliament and government buildings. And
okay, so you think that this is a secret Satan worshiping cult, and maybe if you get high enough in it, they'll start saying Satan's name or something.
fuck yeah, I got a video of Obama is trying to delete Christmas.
We'll just stay on this path right now, though. So,
Yeah, yeah.
because I don't, their whole point in this is not about worshiping Satan. It's about the separation. It's about religion being separate from our government.
That's what they're trying to say. But what I
That,
think they're doing, I think they're just trying to slow boil the frog with this shit. So as long as you get some Satan statues around in public buildings and people can see it and it doesn't bite them, then they'll just be normalized to this fucking evil. And then it's going to start, then they're going to have it in elementary schools. Like, look, this is just like Christianity and Islam. You can just be a Satanist. It says you can't
there
you can't
are
give them an inch.
religions that are like that. Like there are whole ass religions where like Satanism is their thing, and like they believe in that. This one doesn't. It's just called the Satanic Temple.
That's what I know. I know that's what they say, but I don't believe that's true.
How can you worship something without saying its name?
I think they're just saying that to normalize it in public. I think it's all a scam. They're going to tell you that we don't worship Satan. We just want you guys to get used to seeing these images and seeing these devil horns and goat horns. We just want they just want to normalize it. They're trying to boil the frog.
Yeah, I guess that's their excuse the other way. Like they think that Christian religion is a different type of cult that is trying to be normalized, right? And so that's why they want to get rid of it.
Well, Christianity is what built America. So, and back when like
what do
the
you mean?
Constitution was written, there was no such thing as like nobody would consider someone to worship Satan. That was just heresy. That was evil. They would have been shot, burned at the stake, put in jail, something, because it was
Back in the
nothing but
day?
evil. And now it's just normalized in everyday life. And
I guess. So someone got arrested for this.
yeah, the dude who kicked it over, based.
Mm-hmm. You think this is based?
Yes and no. I think the Satanic Temple wanted it for triple the publicity,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's based that he wasn't scared to do it. I wouldn't even have kicked it over. I just would have put it all in a bag and thrown it in a river.
So this is somebody who was former Mississippi House candidate who is okay with basically, I don't know, what would you call this? Cancel culture?
Removing Satan from public eye.
But this is a representation of a religion, and this building says that you're allowed to put your religion here. So if they're making this rule, is it not rules for everyone?
That's where I'm on the slippery slope out. You know, I think when they made all these rules, no one even encompassed in their mind the possibility that evil would use these rules against them.
But when we talk about freedom of speech, we have to you have to realize that it's speech that we don't like. It's religions that we don't like. It's the
Right.
worst of the worst that need to be protected from these things. So this is a House candidate, somebody that wants to be representative of our rights, who's saying, no, we realize you have rights too, but we're going to squash your rights. Meaning they would do the same thing if they decided tomorrow they don't believe in Christianity.
Right.
Fuck this guy.
Well, he got arrested.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
No. I'm just letting. I'm
They
just
didn't
saying that
arrest
for
the
the
foreign
record.
people fucking in the building, though.
He lost his job. They didn't get caught in the
He didn't
act,
get
so I really
arrested,
don't know
though.
how
That's
that
public
works.
indecency.
Who's pressing charges?
The state should be. They
Yeah,
have
I
it on
mean, that's not
video.
up to me. That part's not up to me. I don't know about any of that.
And that's where that slip. See, they're letting the Satanists get away with fucking and doing all this stuff, but a Christian knocks it over. He's arrested. Same as all the Hamas terrorists are doing all these parades and fucking stuff. No one's arresting them.
Wait, I don't think you can get arrested. Blocking the roads and stuff, I think there should be punishment for, but
Yeah,
I
you should
think
be
the
arrested.
protests are fine.
Not when they're calling for the genocide of Jews. It's not much of a protest. It's more of a encouragement of murder and genocide.
Free speech is a son of a bitch.
No. You can't. No, you can't. You do the fire in a fucking theater. You can't fucking advocate
You
for
can
murder.
yell fire in a theater if there's a fire.
If there's a fire.
Right.
Right.
So what's the problem? Some speech is curtailed so you don't hurt people, but that's one of those.
Yeah, when you call for the
falsehood
genocide
things.
of an entire people.
You're allowed to do that.
No, you're not.
Free speech says you're allowed to do that.
No, you can't. That's no different than calling fire in a theater. You can't call for the murder of other people. I can't go out there and say, I want Divinity murdered. Somebody go out there and murder Divinity. That is not free speech.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Maybe you can't. I don't know. Somebody go out there and murder Divinity. I actually think you can say that, but
I don't think you can. I think that's 100% illegal. That's a death threat. That's encouraging violence against others.
But it has to be like there has to be like some action behind a death threat for it to be a real death threat.
No, there does not.
Viable. Yeah, there has to be some kind of viability to it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
If I threaten to kill Joe Biden on the internet right now, are the police going to show up at my house? Yes.
Okay. The Secret Service is probably going to show up, but you're allowed to, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to do that. You're just not allowed to like buy all of the things and create the maps and like get your friends involved. You could say with your mouth that you want the president dead.
Cannot.
That you wish
free
he would
speech
die.
Isn't what people think it is.
Free speech. I don't think you understand what free speech is.
I'm Canadian. I don't have it.
Exactly. Thank you. Okay, let me put up my banner.
Only one country on planet Earth has free speech.
And I mean, the government has its way, then we won't have that anymore.
And that's the communist goal.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that guy should have been arrested for knocking it over? Because I think that's all he did. I think he just like went up and like knocked everything over. I don't think he like did anything crazy.
Yeah, just like a disorderly, probably. Yeah, the same way if he would have destroyed any other thing in the building. It's like this is just their statue. It doesn't go along with their beliefs, so everyone's like, let's destroy it. Well, like that's why they got rid of those Robert E. Lees, right? And all the other. It's just a different statue. That the answer is
that's a whole other ball game. That's just erasing history so they can replace it with something new. Look up, they just took down a big Jesus statue somewhere. Maybe in India, like it's a big one. Because they're trying to remove one religion and replace it with the New World Order's religion. Brazil, was it? No, it couldn't be Brazil. They're way too Christian. India. Maybe it was India. They took down a big Jesus.
You want me to Google it?
Oh, I thought you were.
Ooh, India takes down giant Jesus. I mean, they have a million gods. Why would they just pick one? Indian government approves demolition of 20-foot Jesus statue. It must be this.
See, why? It wasn't bothering anybody for how many decades?
This is 2/20/2022. A 20-foot tall statue of Jesus that stood in a village in southwestern India for 18 years was taken down on Tuesday after local officials claimed that it was built on land reserved for an animal pasture. An authority told the Catholic news outlet that the High Court ordered the destruction. However, Christian leaders from the region say the matter was still unsolved. Statue was built in 2004. We demolished the statue based on the High Court order. After 7 to 8 hearings, the High Court had ordered the demolition of the statue as it was constructed on government land. We had issued a notice to the church regarding the demolition. We had to submit the compliance report to the High Court on Wednesday, and hence it was demolished. Who cared? I mean,
see, they tried to say, oh, it's because it was on farmland. It was nobody cared for 18 years until they could use it, weaponize it. They're trying to, I think what all these statues and all this anti-Christian, I think they're trying to goat Christians into acting like Muslims and start doing terrorist shit. Just like January 6th, they wanted those people to riot and they didn't. They were trying as hard as they could. Same as in Canada, the Freedom Convoy. Yeah. They wanted those people to riot and attack the government and they didn't.
Yeah, I think that does seem like the goal for all of it. It's like constantly poking what'll make them war,
right.
What'll make them war. Yeah. We ran out of subjects at 51 minutes. We solved the whole ass world on a Monday morning in 50 minutes. That's pretty good.
Just like that.
Hindus have been historically tolerant of other religions in their country. It's the influx of Muslims that has messed things up. In Canada, they just freeze bank accounts.
I agree completely.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of needing Jesus statues anyways.
No, I'm not. Like, I don't give a fuck about it, but why are you destroying something that was there, not bothering anybody other than that you're trying to replace it with your ideology?
Or an animal pasture.
Or that. Do you like Kat Von D or no?
I don't know her.
You don't know Kat Von D, really?
She does tattoos and she was married to, I don't know anything about her. Does she give tattoos?
She used to be an amazing tattoo artist. I'm gonna throw something in private chat.
Sorry.
I watched
this 2 decades without issues. First of all, the fact that it was okay for 18 years doesn't mean that it was just grandfathered into being okay.
Why not?
It's not your fucking land. It's like, okay, I guess we'll leave it there till we need it. High five it out. Now we need our land back. Here, take your Jesus. You don't want your Jesus? Well, he's got to go.
Never said it. No. It was still, the person owned the land.
It says it was government
The land
property.
was just designated agricultural.
It says it would. The article we read said it was government land.
No, it said it was deemed agricultural land, not building land.
I've closed all those windows, but I will take the time to go look it up. It said government property.
Right. That was designated for farmland, not for building on. That's why that gave them the justification to take it down. Had nothing to do with the government owned it or somebody else owned it. It was that the land was designated for pasture or farming and not statues.
Oh, you're saying that they weren't going to use, so in my mind when I was reading it, they were like, we're going to use this land, and then they went there and they're like, okay, big statue on land, let's get rid of statue to use land. You're saying no, they saw the statue and were like, how do we get rid of the statue? Oh, yes. It's not permitted or some Karen shit.
Right.
That's
because we have here in Nova Scotia, we have a lot of land that people want to build homes on, but they're not allowed to because it's designated agricultural land. So even if I buy it, want to do whatever I want with it, I'm not allowed because the government said that can only be used for growing food, which means why the fuck do I own it then? But what they do is they go around and someone buys up the farm and then they go to the local politician and go, hey, here's 50 grand for your re-election campaign. Can we get this designated so I can build fucking a community on it? Sure. But if I wanted to build a house on it, I'm not allowed.
I mean, you'd have to have the whole area rezoned. It's not that easy, but I guess.
Oh, it's that easy here. As long as you pay the right people.
Okay. I got my banner up so everyone knows about your Canadian problem.
Check the bottom chat or the bottom link in private chat. It's just a little clip of Kat Von D and Theo Von talking Christianity.
Okay.
I figure it's like
present.
a version of us talking.
I'm Theo. You get
No,
to be her.
no, no. You don't.
Yes, I'm Theo. You're her.
I am not going to be a woman.
Well,
Here at Sandy Hook Promise.
you work on that
On
on your own
December
time.
14th,
Theo's the
2014.
dumb
So
one.
what? How did
Cat
your
knows
journey
more
go
about
to
religion.
like?
Well, I guess I'll be both of them. Okay, let's. This is 13 minutes. I guess we
You'll
don't
be
have
all
anything
right.
else to do. You'll be all right. Fuck off. Okay. Tell me if it's too
I
loud.
pretty
I'm
much
gonna.
take my religion. I think I consider like my religious beliefs almost parallel with Theo's.
Which god do you serve, Nova?
The true God,
Mm-hmm.
the Sky King.
I
I don't really know, but I
through
feel.
AA, through alcohol.
Yeah, probably. Did you grow up with Christianity?
Oh yeah, my grandmother was the organist at church,
And you
and
went?
well, I had to go to Sunday school for the first while, but I always said like, this can't be real. This doesn't make sense, and that's when I hated it. Like, doesn't make sense. You can't walk on water. Like, stupid nut, And
Yeah.
it was way too hyper to be fucking sat down somewhere when there's cartoons on, motherfucker. Like, what a time to plan it. Like Sunday evening, maybe there's no cartoons. It's like news time. Then that's when you have Sunday school.
I hated Sunday school because I had to hang out with a bunch of kids that I didn't know. I was like, oh God, I don't like them.
Or the nerdy kids wanted to be your friend because you're like, oh, you're in my Sunday school. Like, no, well, I don't know you in public. Don't come near. Like,
Yeah, no, yeah, I didn't mind. I didn't like Sunday school at all. So yeah, I would say I think Theo also grew up with a Christian upbringing and picks it as his flavor of choice without understanding why. I would say you and him are the same in that way.
and my current grandmother is like hardcore church lady every Sunday, never worked a day in her life, like stay at home mom, everything. So I grew up with her around too, still.
Yeah, I would find that probably. Ooh, all my
So even though I
hardcore.
hated Christianity, I could see the good aspects of what it, like no matter how much I said evil about Christianity to my grandmother, she'd be like, well, I understand you think that, but what are you doing tomorrow? Do you want to get some pie? Like,
She loved you anyway. She taught
right.
you how what it looked to love someone who you disagree with. That's
Yeah.
nice. All right, we're halfway through with this. Let's keep going. This guy reminds me of Mike Myers on Wayne's World. Do you not know Theo Von Schei? The last time I saw him, he didn't have a dad bod. I don't know where he got that. It
Well,
must
he's
be in this
sober now,
water.
right?
He's been sober since I've known him.
How long have you known him?
I guess I don't know him, but he's been
Known of.
sober for years.
I only think like 5.
I know he's had trouble where he like fell off the way. I could never really figure out was his addiction was alcohol or sex. I think alcohol. Well, he
No, I
goes
think
to
his was.
AAA, but I think it was sex.
No, I think it was alcohol and drugs. Because they talk about it. If you watch their whole thing, they get right into their addictions, and they both admit that cigarettes was the hardest one to kick.
Yeah.
Out of all the
cigarettes aren't
drugs, because
fun.
Theo said he was doing drugs and all that other stuff, and
Mhm.
so if you guys want to watch this whole podcast, it's like an
But
hour
I
and a
don't
half
think his
long.
addiction was, I don't think he ever had a drug addiction. I think his was, if it wasn't sex, then it was definitely alcohol. Because I know he goes to AA, and when people are like, oh, about the alcohol, he's like, I mean, that really wasn't my problem.
Well,
So he
hey,
might just
if
be
he was
really
doing
addicted.
meth as his drug, that's where the sex was.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I learned that today. That's fair.
And it seems like he's got some brain damage in there too.
No. That's a shtick.
No, I've watched this is Theo. I've watched a lot of interviews.
It's a shtick.
Uh-uh.
In order to be this dumb, you have to be smart enough to pull it off.
No, this is Theo.
Yes,
he'll tell you he's brain damaged.
When does he say he was brain damaged? He says he beat Downs. That's a joke.
No.
Yes.
You don't see it in his like mannerisms, his
You're retarded.
wording, his weird pauses, his
very Southern.
his impulsive questions. He just thinks whatever's like at the forefront, regardless of who it is.
I mean, a lot of that is just who he is, but retarded, I don't think is his problem at all. I think
You'll
he
see it if
gets
you watch.
labeled as being slow and stupid and mentally retarded, and he leans into it because that's what is expected of him. I don't think that that's real at
No,
all.
I challenge. No, this is his sober. This is normal Theo.
I
This
know.
is
You've
not.
only known him. I think you've only known him as sober. So that the version that you've only ever known, I think is. I don't
No,
think
I
is
know him from Joe Rogan, way back in the days.
what days.
He used to get shit faced on podcasts.
He's been on Rogan like twice, and that's been in the last 5 years.
No, he's been on Rogan before that.
You want to bet?
What are we betting?
Your Monday seat to the next show. If I lose, you have to do it by yourself. If you lose, I'll be
Not
doing
this
it by
Tuesday.
myself.
Not this Tuesday.
Okay, never mind. Let's just listen. Super cool.
You like that clip?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, there's a whole podcast. It's really good. They don't just talk about God. They talk about like her career and their tattoos and crazy shit. But yeah, the whole interview is pretty good.
Nice.
But it made me think of like when you and I talk, because I don't know fuck all. You, I just have like a vague random idea, but I know I feel whatever I feel.
Yeah, but the reason that I poke at you is because it seems like you use the Bible for your reason to think things are wrong, and I don't understand that. I feel like I understand
Not
like
all the
using
time.
it to feel
That-
good. Yeah, well. To me, it's like that's the part that I always bothers me. Not about you, but about people. They want to use the
yes.
Bible like as their weapon to hurt people with, and I'm like, wait a minute.
That's because you don't know how to read it. That's like transcribe it or whatever you want to call it. Decode.
Well, yeah, something like that. It's not like it's a secret code, but it's people would rather they be taught, in church from their pastor who, hopefully has studied and has spent some time with God and understands what he's teaching, but that is not usually the case.
Right.
Well, we did another hour and 15 minutes. Can you think of any other topics that you find
I got
important?
important, maybe not, but let me try this. Copy link.
Is this the first time you're seeing my decorations, Shy? I've got Santa. That
There.
Santa came flying off the shelf the other day and to get me. But I was like so freaked out that it was a ghost that I just pretended it didn't happen. Like, you're not gonna scare me today,
Shake it
ghost.
off.
And then later I just picked him back up and put him back. No, no thoughts about that. Can't throw shit at me to scare me out of my house. Let's see.
The elf on the shelf pushed him.
Did I move the elf on the shelf?
What did you forget?
I did. I remembered. I couldn't remember if I had moved the elf on the shelf, but I did. Let me get this going. Add to stage. What is this?
Could
Q&A
you
with a person
imagine?
who does not have an internal monologue. All right.
Could you think about that for a minute? Like, you can't talk to your own self in your own head?
Should we listen to what he says before or just get into it?
You can just get into it. All she is she
Damn
just
it.
doesn't have the ability to have an internal monologue,
Okay.
which is,
Let's
I
see.
think, wild. You can't talk to yourself. You can't, ponder questions in your own mind.
Bye, idiots. He doesn't want to listen to what you have to say when truthfully you gave basically all of these topics today. Because you gave me the Church of Satan thing like a week ago, and I was like, this is stupid. They always do this. What's new? And there was nothing new, so I didn't care. And then Twitter was like, let's care. I'm like, fuck, I guess we're talking about this.
Told you, I'm the canary in the coal mine.
No, it's still the same nothing burger that it was before. It's just, we'll
Popular.
talk about it because Twitter, I suppose. Okay, let's push play.
Oh, I found out a few days ago that not everyone has the ability to speak in their brain, and the first person that I asked if they could do it was her, and turns out she can't. So I asked a bunch of people to ask me questions so I could ask her so she could try to make light of this wild situation. So like if you look, like I could look at myself in the mirror, talk
Right.
in my head without opening my mouth. You physically can't do that.
No.
And what would happen if you tried to do that?
I have tried to do that since learning that an internal monologue exists, and I end up speaking out loud to myself. So most of my conversations are out loud.
I feel like this information to the people that can think in their head is a lot more
Just do
like
it.
exciting news. I've talked to a few people that can't do this, and they seem less enthused as the people that do have this internal monologue.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right.
I'm very confused as to why people are so perplexed
All right.
by
So
it.
the probably most requested question was, how do you read? Like when I read, I hear the words in my head. I don't know how you could possibly read without not hearing the words.
When I read, I can see the sentence structure. Like in my head, every sentence has a shape, so you can see like the shape of the sentence. And then also like keywords will pop out, and I can file those away into my like concept map. So at the end of reading something, I can have a concept map of the main topics that I read about. And I tend to move my lips when I read. So like essentially I'm saying it out loud, but it's in.
Do you think
It's
this
just
is
not,
like
like,
something like
audible.
Kurt has?
So
This is stupid.
do you visualize the setting?
You don't find that fascinating? I mean, you don't have to watch it, but you don't find that fascinating that somebody doesn't have an internal monologue?
Does that mean, what does it mean? So she's sitting here listening to him and processing in his words. She has
Yep.
to be thinking about them, and they're going through her mind. That's not monologue. Monologue means like where you just sit around and have like, I wonder what I'm going to do later or something like that. Like
Yeah,
she's,
she doesn't have that ability.
but she can think to herself.
No, that's what she does not have that ability.
I file this with sex addiction then. I don't believe in it. She has to be thinking about it has to be going through her mind. But I guess when you call it a monologue, I can understand why maybe that's a thing you might not have. But she says she sees the sentence structure. She's picking out the words and filing them into a mind map. Those words are in her head, right? That's internal.
But she's not reading it to herself.
She has to be, right?
No, that's what's so crazy. She doesn't have an internal monologue. Her brain's reprogrammed to take in data, retain
So
it.
she looks at the sentence and she goes, even if she, okay, let's just say she's not reading it to herself. She looks at the sentence and says, subject, verb, action, whatever. That's the thought of subject. This is the whatever. However she's able to categorize it. Those thoughts are they not internal monologue?
No, she doesn't have that. I don't know what.
She lying to you. She's giving you a Satanism. You better watch out. This is a slippery slope, Nova. You gotta be careful with these. She has
All
to
right,
be
try.
thinking. The thinking is the monologue, right?
I don't know. You're only 2 minutes in. I don't know.
I hate it already.
There's a new one. I put a new one.
Oh, okay. Let's see. He's like, the first person I ask doesn't have an internal monologue.
No, he's at a school. He's doing his PhD in linguistics and stuff. So
if I would have listened to the first 2 minutes, it would have been better. Can you see this? It says, can you see this?
Yep, we're good.
Beautiful of a thing.
Do you want to go for the more beautiful and say it?
Who are you?
Just me.
Who are you?
What kind of a line do you want?
Don't answer. He won't answer me because you already know what the insight was.
No,
See?
I don't.
Yes, you do. He won't answer me. He wants me to say it, damn it.
So go.
No.
Say it. Come on, say it.
Because these guys aren't just doing a regular film. They're doing it for you because it's your idea.
So?
Because you're somebody that knows about stuff like this. And you can sit down and talk to me about it, and that's beautiful. I'm glad that you're doing it. Just hope you get the right stuff out of it for people.
But what's the right stuff?
Well, not that. Well, how many times have you taken it, on a kind of, but the feelings, no, I don't want to hear about, that makes it sound very clinical, like as though, well, if you take it this many times and you flipped out, and if you take it, it's not that way at all. You can take it once and never have to take it again. But it's not, you already know, so you can, it's nice to go back up there. No, but you never
took it
have
2 or
to
3
take it
times.
again. One time is all you need with the right person or the right people.
We're
and
talking about LSD here, in case chat couldn't
Yes.
read that. Okay.
Yes.
This is different than the internal dialogue, but similar, I guess. She is. Oh, it's about to get good. Hold on.
the right place.
Seen any monsters lately?
Oh, not me. I'm a happy person. See, I can't. It doesn't hurt me. Can't have any monsters.
Medical doctors say you're liable to go psychotic.
Did he hit that dog?
I don't know what psychotic means, really.
Yep.
Clinically. I don't know monsters.
Medical doctors say you're liable to go psychotic.
Jeez, he just hit that dog. Is he on LSD? Fuck LSD. She didn't even flinch like it's normal.
It's the
Aw, the
70s.
dog just was trying to escape.
I don't know what psychotic
Aw.
means, really. Clinically. I don't know. Nervous? Or introverted, or what does it mean?
Off your head.
Oh, really? I really think this is a funny thing, but if all the people that took acid, when the people that I know that have taken acid, we can look out at the other people that haven't, and they can tell us we're crazy, and we can say, well, you haven't seen anything yet, because there are things that are more beautiful.
We trust you. I trust her.
Which is true.
I mean, this is medical advice. Go get your acid, y'all. Blame it on Nova.
Back in the day. The 90s.
LSD makes him violent. What would angel dust do to him? That girl's kind of cute. She probably like 100 now. Well, there's a difference between not having an internal monologue and impulsivity, and also Tourette's.
Oh,
I
speaking
don't
of Tourette's.
understand.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna continue. I just can't understand what no monologue means. If that means like running private thoughts or any thoughts that are in your brain. Like, I can't understand that, but that's fine. I don't think we're going to figure that out.
I watched a reality show the other day of
Mhm.
3 middle-aged dudes with Tourette's go on tour in an RV and drive around the country yelling, shit, fuck, piss, fuck, just like in public, everywhere. Fuck your mother! Like, and it's the funniest thing you've ever seen because they try to apologize, but they're doing it to try and raise awareness for Tourette's. So like they want people to like see them and realize they're like not dangerous, but they're so hilariously funny.
Does Tourette's need awareness?
Oh, apparently.
Can he just wear a shirt that says like, I yell inappropriate things? It's like,
fuck.
I'm registered or something?
No, because they do it in like the most inappropriate places, like at the worst times. Like, it's just hilarious. And you put 3 of them together, they start feeding off each other. Like, oh, it's too funny. Because
Wait,
their only defense is to laugh at it, right? So they start like goating each other and like pissing each other. Like, it's hilarious.
are there triggers then to make them outburst? How does
Oh
it
yeah,
work for
going
them?
going nervous. They get nervous, makes them like outburst more.
Oh, okay. So
So they're
like in places where they
purposely trying to
shouldn't
go
be
in
loud,
public. Yeah.
like a church
So
or
they
something
have
like that.
they're traveling
movie
around to
theater?
different people. So one family, they own a campground and their daughter has Tourette's. So they're driving around and doing all this stuff in public with their Tourette's, so their kid can see it's not a bad, don't be
Oh,
ashamed
that's
of it.
cool. That's neat.
But it's pretty funny though.
Okay, I get it. Like community awareness, if you have a Tourette's individual in your community, maybe.
Right.
That's
Right.
kind of
And they're Scottish, which quadruples the the humor.
That makes it funny, I bet. The accents always make everything more funny.
Oh.
Was it Monty?
Monty.
Wait, who downloaded this stream?
Speaking of Monty, so Nick's whole defense rests on internet rumors and innuendo
Mhm.
about Montegraph over a long period of time on the internet, right?
Correct.
For the last year now, has Nick Rekieta not been the content of many rumors and innuendo about having pedophilic friends or groomer friends or orbiter friends that have pedophilic histories?
Mm-hmm. So, are you saying that he's made himself defamation proof?
I think Nick was trying to cover up for himself by pointing with a finger at Monty.
Bum, bum, bum.
But when you point a finger at Monty, 3 fingers point back at
Three are
Nick.
pointing back at you. Yeah.
And that American Beauty, this whole thing, the alcoholism, the no wedding rings, it's just
that
all
sucks.
tumbling down.
Yeah,
Oh, do you know about Mandy?
I've heard of Mandy. Tell me more.
Remember Nick professed his love for Mandy drunkenly, saying that he would do her because his wife's body's been destroyed and he loves her, and if he wasn't married. And then he deleted that video, and the next day released a video saying that he had the worst day of his life ever in history
He's
because
not
he
going to drink
confessed his
anymore?
love for a woman drunk on the internet. Well, Man D is an actual man, transgender catfish. It wasn't even a real girl that Nick confessed his love and destroyed his marriage for. It was a fake. It was a catfish.
For sure, for sure.
Straight from Null, from Josh. Josh does his homework. Josh has a receipt book.
Okay, wait. So is Mandy a girl pretending to be the wrong
Mandy's
girl?
not
Or
even a real person. It was a made up photo that someone scraped from the internet from a transgender prostitute and then pretended to be
fuck up.
Mandy in Discord.
Wait, transgender prostitute, you're sure?
From Josh. Go to Alyssa Clips.
No.
She probably has Josh's little synopsis.
Okay,
So Nick Law destroyed his marriage, had the worst day of his life because he confessed his love for a non-existent transgender catfish. Can we get Nick on Dr. Phil?
Nick needs Jesus. Okay. Kino Casino 1 day ago. Cope-splaining, coom-splaining.
I can't see.
Rekieta Law Therapy. Which one of these? Which one of these are you interested in?
Go to videos.
Oh, 2 hours ago. The difference between voyeurs and cucks. Wait,
I haven't
voyeurs,
seen
aren't those the
these.
people that were in the Capitol? That's kind of show-worthy. Reasons to go to a strip club. Attention seeking with Rekieta. Rekieta is not a car guy, obviously.
Oh, there you
Mr.
go.
Sen.
Is that the one? Mr. Sen? Try Mr. Sen.
This is a cool thumbnail. Look at this.
Yeah,
see
that's
how
Mr.
it's
Sen.
moving? I love
That's the
that.
guy I was telling you about earlier today that has 21,000 subscribers.
Is this his birthday? Is this the guy from his birthday?
That was the birthday stream where they made fun of him massively.
Got it.
Oh, there's Mandy right there.
We'll
the
hit
Mandy
a
segment.
on Mandy. So we did start watching this.
D.
Okay, let's go to the beginning and
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
see
go back
how
a little
it
bit.
ends. Because I was under the impression that it was more of a catfish and less of a man, but just a different chick. And wait a minute. The other pictures that they showed us, remember, they did this already with Mandy. Do you know Mandy? And he pulled up a newer picture of Mandy. Who was that?
Made up. It was I think it was someone screenshotted a prostitute on a Craigslist or something.
It was a terrible photo.
Right. And Mandy would never get in this. So I was in Nick's Discord during this whole thing, right? So I was in there like, she would never get into voice chat. She wasn't technologically advanced enough to get into voice chat,
Let's get
which
to the
is
end of this.
100% you know it's a dude.
That part, yeah. That part is
So Nick confessed his life for
sus.
someone he's never even heard the voice of, just because there was a photo of like young boobies.
There has to be more to it on Nick's side, right? Like,
No,
right?
the only thing he knows is about
There has to be more. You
the
don't say
worst
all
day
of
of his
that like.
life.
Okay, let's.
You came and you teased with the picture. Now fucking go to bed, oh Mandy.
This is the day before the worst day of his life.
You know what? Let's for science. Let's show Mandy's. Since it's not her, I don't have to worry about. I mean, she's still my friend. The real Mandy, Catfish Mandy. She's not my real friend no more. Let's see. Where would this picture be? Oh God, I hope it's called Mandy's tits because I'm gonna look for that. Boom. God, I love a.
Can't see.
I'm pulling up a photo. Uno momente, por favor. Okay, for science, this is. It'll get better before it gets worse. Hold on. Mandy. Oh, Mandy. This is.
Those are transgender boobies.
I mean, I cannot.
As a woman,
deny
do
it.
those
The
look
question is no
natural?
longer standing up or sitting down. It's girl or boy. Fucking, this took a weird turn.
There's your clip right there.
Yikes. Okay, let me go back to the video. Chat, if this is where you took off from our stream, I don't blame you. Have
Nope,
a good
still
day.
38.
We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Chapter 7. Those were Mandy's
Oh, you're
titties.
not going to
Usually
play
if they
the rest
were...
of Null?
Yeah, I am. I just had to switch over to the right screen.
Oh, sorry.
I couldn't get the picture to come up in regular sharing, so I'm a little bit boomerang. Here we go. Oh, Mandy.
I have a
this song's
prediction
been
that
stuck
Nick
in my head
Rekieta
all
is going to
day.
pair back up with Ethan Ralph for a
How
degenerate
perfect
new
was it?
show.
God, no. How perfect was it that I asked Lady Rackets about Mandy when I was live with them?
Oh, that's going to age like fine wine. We just got to sit on that and wait for more to come out.
That's
Because
so
when they
funny.
get divorced, when they officially get divorced, she has a YouTube channel. I guarantee she's going to fucking expose Nick.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Do you know what women
She
in
does-
divorce are like?
Okay, that's fair. That's depending on what kind of shit he got down to do.
Knowing what'll hurt Nick the most.
That would be wild.
After Nick wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars on a lawsuit of their family's money.
It was.
I can't wait for the tell-all book. It should be pay-per-view.
Total tranny boob bobs. Is there a Divinity and Fans Discord channel? Yeah, it's Divinity and OnlyFans. Just kidding. There's not. Play.
Time.
Rekieta, a long time ago, Rekieta told a catfish named Mandy, who was posting weird lewd pictures in his locals chat. He got really turned up. He got really fucked up. And I talked about this on stream before. He went on and on about how he wanted to fuck Mandy. How if the very nanosecond, his wife graced him with permission to fuck Mandy, he would stick his dick in Mandy. He would ravage Mandy. He would make passionate, sweet love to Mandy.
Wife.
This
just like
catfish
American Beauty.
The only thing stopping him is Mandy's dick. There's no plan. That's a different problem than I ever thought we were going to have today.
But he's confessing this like live to everybody. Like your wife's going to see it tomorrow. He's that fucking
wet brain
on his pro vigil, his meth.
Wait, okay, hold on. So this pro vigil, if it's embarrassing. So this is a video of the
he's got the shakes too. Did you see? I put a little clip out. He's got the fucking handshakes. The tremors.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
After that,
you zoom.
Nick
No, I made a video where I zoomed in on his hand. And you can see the glass and the whiskey just shaking while he's holding it there.
I can't make fun of him. That's happened to me too, but I don't even drink. Sometimes you're just nervous. It's okay, Nick.
Started having them.
Hands just got here. She's like, what have I just walked into? Well,
Hey.
we're watching a little clip on Ricada being exposed for trying to ruin his marriage with his tranny girlfriend.
I'm a bigot with you, first shot.
Yeah. You like your women to have a vagina?
I do. I prefer that exclusively.
Very visible decline in his stability in life, and eventually announced that someday after, like very close to the Mandy stream, he had what he called the worst day of his life. And it has been widely speculated that when the wife heard, just after he had
The
mentioned
next
that
morning.
his wife had been completely ruined, physically destroyed by the birth of his children, he went on this tirade about how he wanted to fuck this random woman from his locals chat. And then months later, he announced that someday, very close after those two streams, was the worst day of his life, which was presumably the start of some kind of relationship problem between them. It's been months since then. From. And now Ricada is singing songs to Mandy. And there is evidence that she is actually not real at all. As this person goes over, the female fan of Nick Ricada's locals who started the thirst posting craze by posting a picture of her tits on October 22nd, which spiraled within a couple weeks to Nick posting a picture of a bottle wedged up his bare ass by November 22nd. The female fan who incessantly begged Nick
trading pictures with girls on the internet
and 2023 to attend an anime Matsuri convention he was appearing at. The female fan who Nick declared, "I will sign your tits" if she went to convention. The female fan who Nick lusted over so drunkenly and so disgustingly and openly in May of this year, asking a panel of his four guests, Mandy, and declaring in the middle of his live stream that if he wasn't married, he would wreck her and that his wife would fawn over her if they met at a convention. He later deleted his stream afterwards and wiped it off the internet and made a very brief effort to reduce his drinking on stream. He asked Alyssa Clips to delete the clip. And she did, bearing a copyright complaint until I talked over it, and then she re-uploaded it. The female fan who Nick thirsted over to the point that many people speculated that his on-air comments about how his wife would fawn over her, which he later admitted was really shitty for my wife, were code for him wanting a threesome, even though he insisted I would never have sex with you or whatever. It turns out Ricada's favorite ethot, Mandy, henceforth known as Mandy or Mandy, has been catfishing the people in Ricada's community, including Nick himself, for years. XF data reveals it is likely that the infamous topless pictures that she started posting in Nick's locals, which was believed to be a decade-old photo based on its quality, was actually a photograph of a picture being displayed on a computer monitor taken by Mandy using her Nokia 2B phone on February 2022. Many of the photos weren't as old as they claimed to be. The photos stolen from the internet were digitally altered to degrade their quality, cropped, scaled down, likely to defeat reverse image searching. At least 5 of the pictures by Mandy were actually stolen from Reddit posters.
Okay, 5 of the pictures from Mandy. I don't know about 5 of the pictures. Do you? I only know about the one.
They were just all through all in locals.
I'm just curious if anyone has seen them, because I am curious about what they look like. Hit me in MDMs, y'all.
Submissive little toy who gained tens of thousands of updates in 2016, posting nudes on subreddits such as Gone Wild. Mandy was a former Team Fortress 2 addict, with her Steam profile indicating that she averaged about 75 minutes of gameplay every day for nearly 12 years. Despite this, Mandy claimed to be too technologically inept to join a Discord voice call. So
red flag.
There we go, chat. A TF2 tranny, of which, let's be real, there are many, stole photos of a random prostitute from Gone Wild and then digitally edited them so that he could catfish Nick Ricada, and in the process destroyed his relationship with his wife.
Boom, boom, boom.
This is the world that we live in. This is why you should never simp, chat. No e-girls, never.
Pull up. He's in the bathroom of this plane. He's not flying this motherfucker.
He's Sky King it.
He's shitting all over everyone. Yeah, no. Ooh. You want to see this? I wonder if you can hear this. Tell me if you can hear this, because I don't know how it works. Tell me. The first few seconds aren't going to have any sound anyways. Can you hear
causes
me?
damages. That's one of the criterias that meet the legal threshold for
Here
defamation.
we go.
Here's what he had to say about my claims of defamation.
Maddox, buddy, defamation is only defamation if it's not true.
Right.
Everything sent to Harry's was true.
It was true.
Someone on your network dropped the M-bomb on live air. And last I checked, we live in an age where that's not okay.
This is Nick Rekieta.
No, Tony Maddox, no! Who said you could do this? If you don't know the context of this, I've had a show.
Oh, there's context. Oh, suddenly context, man. I didn't get context with the whole N-word debacle, but it's okay because Nick has permission to wear blackface. He's dressing like the guy who told him so. So now we're going to get the cope. And we've heard this cope a million times before.
You skipped the nigger part, though, Nick. Come on.
Well, look, all they want is to steal stuff in peace.
Yeah, that's true, to be fair. I just want my thefts to go unreported. I don't want no snitching.
I mean, Nick, listen. I hate to be that guy who has to bring it up and use that word here, but you forgot half of the shaming.
I read all of... Okay, Sean, look. Sand niggers just want to steal your money. But real ones want to steal your bike, your car, everything you have, your woman. That's it. Mandy says, "Are you okay, Nick?" I think so.
He's still in love.
So.
Look.
All hail divinity. All hail divinity. All hail divinity.
Joe says, "Hail me." Okay, that's all.
Nice ending.
Yeah, so when Mandy is asking, "Are you okay?" Your tranny girlfriend's even fucking jump ship, dude. Pull up.
And he's still in love with her.
Nah, I think he's no.
No wedding rings. Tell me, no wedding rings. Nick's not a
Hey.
construction guy. He's not working on his cars. He's not building a new room. There's no reason to take off the rings he's been wearing for the last 4 years.
Holy shit, these are long videos. We're not gonna probably get into these. Let's watch this one though. It was the one that came up on our front page, not these new ones. Hold on. I want to see the difference between voyeurs and cucks. Pause. Let me share this.
There's a difference?
Well, it's legal. There's an illegal analysis. I'll let you hear it. Let's see.
Let's look this up. Voyeuristic. Voyeuristic says, relating to or denoting sexual pleasure gained from watching others when they are naked or engaged in sexual activity. Voyeurs are just cucks squared.
Nick's always sexual.
I disagree.
What is he wearing?
Look,
oh my
you
god,
can
he
make
got dressed in the dark and put on Lady Racket's clothes.
That's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No. Knock it off. Why is he wearing girl clothes? Damn it. Oh boy, this is
He's
I'm not a voyeurist.
metrosexual.
That's all you want. I
It's
don't
okay.
care. I'm not a voyeurist. I don't give a shit about voyeurists. Cucks have a specific
Look at him.
relationship.
He's fucking high as hell.
He's like, I don't care about voyeurism. I'm not going to speak on that. But cucks, which I am, I can speak on.
To the object of the activity.
Okay.
See,
They
there goes the thumb.
have a relationship of like trust and care and support. Like they're a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, whatever it is.
I'll leave you. I'll
And then
leave my
they
wife for
say,
you.
I will watch the other thing do something to this person, derive pleasure from it. Voyeurs have no attachment.
Where's his wedding
None
ring?
at all to the object, right? The object is just a thing.
Where is it?
Now, voyeurs can derive pleasure from watching someone else do anything on earth. Literally, like they can, voyeurs can derive pleasure from watching people eat food or have sex, whatever it is. But they have
That's
no
true.
relationship to the object. That's the difference between a voyeur and
A voyeur it could be just somebody who likes to watch people without them knowing they're being watched, and they could be doing anything.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That's what, like peeping
So,
toms, right?
I'm going
They
to
just wanna
disagree
look
on
in the
that one.
windows.
It's fine. Like I know cuck has been colloquialized, and I don't have any problem with that, but those are literally different things though. Like voyeurism is a specific fetish where
Pause.
people want to watch.
Voyeurism is exactly what was in the movie American Beauty with the boy across the street who was using his video camera to film the teenage daughter getting naked upstairs. And that's who Nick had the emotional connection with, is he identified as that kid because he was a
kid?
troubled teenager.
Oh, I thought he identified with the dad because he wanted to.
Now he does, because now he's that age.
Oh, so when he was a child, he identified with the child, and now he identifies with the man?
Yeah, because he got in a fight with his dad, and he had all...
That's a lot. Why does it
You
look
should
like...
watch it. Watch American Beauty and be like, holy fucking Nick's life's on a speed run.
It's like Nick's hair running to the back of his head because he seems to be losing it here and has a lot of it back here.
Oh yeah, that's the comb over.
That's a deep part. Okay.
People that they have,
just go for it. Just
they may
lose it.
have they may have interest in, but they may have no interest in. That's what they want to do. Cucks need.
Okay, stupid. I wish I went to watch this. I'm so sorry I did that too, chat. All right, we're done. We're 2 hours. We did it all. Let me look up what chapter tomorrow is in the subtle art. Chapter 7 is failure is the way forward. So that's interesting.
First shots that they have the same top.
Failure is the way forward. You and Rackets have the same knit top. And probably Russell Brand. That does seem like it'd be from his wardrobe.
Yeah.
So yeah. Failure is
Nick's
the way forward.
comfortable.
You might not be here tomorrow, Nova. You might come late if you do show up, or we'll play it by ear.
Yes.
Okay. If not, this is something I think I could do by myself. We're just going to be reading, so... Unless I have a friend who wants to read chapter 7 with me, that would be fun. And then Thursday's show is actually going to be with Beautifully and Vicky. We're going to be talking about... It's the winter solstice on the 21st. So we'll talk about different pagan Christmas stuffs, the reasons
The days
behind
start
certain
getting longer.
traditions. Yeah, finally. We're going to talk about Boxing Day, because we just want to talk just things like that. It'll be fun. We probably will be drinking, so come hang out with us Thursday night at 6 p.m. California time, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's like the show I've been looking forward to all month, so please
The
come
wind
hang
down.
out with
The
us.
yearly wind down.
Yeah. Is that the last show before Christmas? 21, 22, 3? Yeah, it is. So that means Christmas, we won't have a show in the morning. That's Monday morning. I will be playing a movie. I'll be premiering Us Girls Watching the Holiday Inn. And then Tuesday we'll be back to the book, if you're fine with that. Are you free on the 26th?
Yep.
Perfect. So then we'll get right back into it.
Sounds good to me.
After that. So yeah, the only thing I need to look up and let you know if you were wrong about is how many times Theo Vaughn has been on Joe Rogan.
Yes.
Because I remember the first time he went on, and then I remember him going on the second time. But there's never been the whole we drank before this or we were ever homies before this.
Oh
You made
yes.
that part up. You made that shit up. So chat, thank you for hanging out with us. What'd you say?
So we shall see.
Yeah. You're gonna lose. You know what's super fucking cool? Let me show you what I got here. Oh no, can I?
What do you got?
I got a Stream Deck. My Stream Deck.
Oh,
I got a
nice.
Stream Deck. So now I could just push a button. You can't hear it, but when you say something, can you
Say
hear that?
something.
Here, listen. Tell me if you can hear this.
Marco Polo.
No, you're supposed to go. Eh. The one that's called Nova is the game show answer. It's a buzzer. Nah.
Oh.
I have it all
I didn't hear it.
programmed. I know, that's the part that sucks. But this thing is super dope because it'll do other things like...
You need a Monty.
just-
You need a Monty button.
What'll show up if I push it? Melons. This one, I just pushed this one button right here and Christmas music showed up. You guys can't see it because I'm not sharing my screen, but I love this thing. It's made my life... It's made it more interesting. I'm not sure if it's made it better yet, but that's it. That was my last tidbit. Oh, Was there something else I was going to tell you? I don't remember. Oh, I went on Daramuth. Sometimes we have a chatter here called Daramuth, and they have a channel here on Rumble.
Oh,
and I did
nice.
it in, yeah, we had a little chit chat last Friday. Kind of about everything. We talked about MAID in Canada. We talked about if the age for consent was 12, would I still be okay with like 12-year-olds being able to do whatever? And I'm like, yeah, I guess if that's the age. And at the end, we pulled out our rock collections and like talked about rocks. It was actually a lot of fun. So Daramuth is under Daramuth. I don't have the link here, but maybe I'll comment it and put it down. It would be fun and really awesome if you guys went over there and gave him a sub. He's got about 25 subs right now. He's just trying to grow. It ended up going 2.5 hours. It was a lot of fun. So
nice.
If you guys want to go check out that podcast, that would be awesome sauce.
Spread the word.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.